Hi everyone, I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. For today's video, I'll be going back to the basics, back to something I learned early on when working with my mom, and that's signatures. Signatures are incredibly important when making junk journals, and they are the basic core of making junk journals. And to learn how to flow pages through and make them just glide through and look eye-catching and eye-appealing is very hard. But at the same time, doesn't mean you don't make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. I make so many mistakes. But then I look at every mistake with a bright eye, because every mistake can be turned into something good, especially in junk journaling. So that's what we'll be covering in today's video. Now, before I get into anything, I would just like to announce the winner of the Blue Butterfly Journal, Rebecca Schumann. Be expecting me contacting you very soon about getting your journal. Be expecting your journal coming to you very soon. Okay, so with junk journaling, with making signatures, I always like to prepare everything before I start. It just makes it a little bit more easier. I'll be using a mixture of tea-dye papers I've prepared with a mixture of old books and pages from old books and different style of books, and also a design papers. I have a selection of design papers that I designed myself, which are these right here. They will be available on my mom's Patreon for free for anyone. So if you are interested in any of these, do go have a look and you can download them for free. So that's what we will be using today. Also, before I get going, at the end of the video, I do have a little surprise that you guys might want to check out. It is a little quick flip through the journey through Japan. A little journal I made a couple of days ago. Okay, now let us get started with this video. Now, before I start any project, I always like to prepare all my papers up front, so I then don't have to worry and look too much for anything. So as you guys can see, I've prepared my tea-dye papers of various sizes, of all different styles, anything I really think might fit into this journal. I've also prepared my pages from different kinds of old books that I think will fit really well into the journal, and also my design papers. Now, with the design papers, I always like to start with a very intricate design. Now, the collection I made, I'm going to use this page right here because it's a nice, beautiful flower that can start the journal off real well. Also with this design right here, I think it'll be a perfect starting point with our signatures for the cover I'm going to use for these signatures, then adding everything together. Now, the cover, I will be showing it just quickly. It is probably one of the most intricate and complex covers I've ever made. It is the botanical enclosure cover. Now, I've took an inspiration from old 18 to 19 to even to this century. Some old museums have these. They are in enclosures with intricate botanical experience, and I wanted to create an idea of old wood that this enclosure basically encapsulates this mystery of maybe the Amazon forest or the African jungles, anything really, or the Australian outback. Could be absolutely anything. There are working lights that run all the way through with a battery pack in here, but I will not be showing that off today. Maybe later on in a different video. But not for now, let us get back to the signatures. Thankfully, because the cover itself is perfect for an A4 folded in half like this, I won't have to be adjusting too much my design papers for the cover. With rest of the papers, I can sort of flow them through afterwards. Now, I like to work from inside out because I just find it the best and sort of easiest for me. You guys can go whichever way you want. Now, remember, if you make a mistake, don't try and, sort of throw the project away or start again. No, stop right there and see that every mistake can be turned into something great. And, take your time and enjoy that process. Because I'm going to start from inside out, this is page right here I thought would be a great starting point for us. It's a page I took out of an old I think it was a nature book. It's The Marvelous Call of a Hummingbird. And for this botanical experience, I thought it would be a great starting point. And since I work from inside out, and I don't want to ruin this page, I don't want to ruin this picture too much, all I'm going to do really is just fold the page perfectly in half. And that is going to be the starting of my signatures. Now, many of the tea-dyed color papers I'm going to be using, some of them are smaller, and that can very easily disappear in this size of a journal. But I have I wouldn't say a trick, I have a method that I like to use. So, for example, this right here, this is a American paper, just cut in half. As you guys can see, that would be one sheet of American style paper, cut in half. And then if you fold that in half again, it's not too much big of a paper. It's not too big. And then we can work with smaller papers like this, which are perfect additions to your junk journals, because they can then be added around and as a sort of small writing piece of paper, or if you extend them to one side and fold them like this, you give yourself a lot more space, and you can still attach the paper to itself. And now you have this interesting sort of flow of papers going across. And then if you take, as you guys can see, I prepared 2 pages that I've ripped out of an old book, and I'm going to use them like this. These are connected, still just ripped out from the middle. I can take these now and slide them across. And as you guys can see, it creates this flow of pages that flow nicely across each other. And if I don't like this, I maybe think this could be underneath that, because we're not attaching everything straight away, I have a time to play around and see what I like. And this is how I do it. And then I can take my starting page and slide this right across it. And now you guys can see the flow of paper that we are looking for. We're looking for this sort of flow throughout the rest of our signatures. Now, it doesn't mean you guys have to do it like this. I very often do a very quick and simple of adding every paper of the same size, then folding that together, and that's perfect enough, because then I can work from there and add papers to it and add different sizes papers to it. But to take a step ahead and one step up, this is a perfect way of creating a very interesting layout of your papers, where not a lot of work has to be done to the papers afterwards. So let me go put my first signature together, and then I'll come back and explain everything and how I did it and why I did it this way. And then we'll go create 4 signatures. That's how many signatures I'm gonna use for today for my journal. And once I have them all ready and put together, I'll show them off. And then maybe in the next video, I'll be showing the complete journal and sewing the signatures in, and different kinds of styles you guys can use for sewing signatures into your journal cover, or adding some sort of other way of doing it. So let me go put this together, and I'll come back in a minute. Okay everyone, so we're back, and I've made my first signature. Now, as you guys can see, I used every bit of paper that we have available. Really do use everything you have and everything you want to use, because you never know what kind of combination you'll find. So I'm going to show you quickly what I did with this first signature, show you the sort of process I was going through and the sort of layout I wanted to sort of look for. And then I'll go create the rest of the signatures, come back, show you guys the full signature layout and the way I'm sort of putting them together and the reasoning behind pages and how I'm folding them. And then hopefully in the next video, I'll be showing you the complete journal with attaching the pages and maybe showing add-ons I'm going to be putting in with the signatures. So let me show you what I did. Now, as I said, I want to start off with a nice clear front page picture that I can maybe add something to it or just leave it as it is. Completely up to me. And then, as I said, I want to look for a very interesting and complex sort of flow between the pages. That's what I look for. You don't guys have to do it at all like that. Completely up to you how you do it. Just showing you my technique. Now, when you open the page, I want to look for something like this. Now, because this is still not attached, I can still sort of play around with the positioning. Like right here, I was looking for a sort of a cascade, sort of a waterfall of pages. Now, if I was to slide this a little bit lower, and then slide this a little bit lower, and then move this up a little bit, I'm looking for something like this. As you guys can see, this is what I'm looking for, sort of this step-by-step of pages. And some of the pages are bigger on one side, smaller on the other. As I said, vary the folds, vary the way you fold them in. And same goes for the rest of the pages. As you guys can see, if I open this and go into the next page, this page is lower, this page is bigger, and it keeps going. And that's what I'm looking for. Now, I can see already it's not enough. I want to add more, but at the same time, there's still plenty of time to be adding things like that later on. So it's this fine balance you want to find. When you open the page, this is sort of what I look for. This sort of open cascade of papers that sort of combine into these wonderful signatures that you guys can make. Same goes for this. I want to have plenty of open page paper that you guys can write on. But then at the same time, I want to have a bit of a color on one side, and then that keeps going. And then this is sort of what I'm looking for again. This cascade of this different colored papers and sizes, using also the pages from the books and adding them. This is a page that's been folded lengthways into this slit that you can then use for a pocket, or clip another page to it, or add a nice big picture to it. Absolutely up to you what you do with it. More cascading through with the pages and using them for your advantage. As you guys can see, it's multi-layered. And then, as I said, I like to end with a nice middle piece, and that's where this will come. And then if you were to take the journal and put it this way, you guys can have a look at this beautiful picture of these nice birds. And that's what I'm looking for. And then everything else flows through, completing with the other side. And then other side again, same thing. So really have fun folding the pages and layering them yourself, and have fun putting them together. You don't have to rush it. It's completely up to you how you do it. But if you are going to do it like this, have fun, take your time, put them the way you like to put them. And then at the end of the day, you'll see that you've had way more fun just doing that than anything else. And that's what we're looking for, this sort of flow through the pages. So that's the first signature. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go put rest of the other signatures together. And then once we have them together, once I have them together, I'll come back, show you guys the rest of the signatures and the way they're going to be all together. And then hopefully in the next video, as I said, we'll go over and put these signatures into the cover. So let me go and do this. I'll be back just in a minute. Hi guys, so I've come back. I've completed all my signatures. They are all complete. I've let the signatures sit a little bit inside the cover. Just to check that everything will fit in properly. And then second, just to let them sit and sort of fold and pages not popping up or anything like that. But I've done all of it. I'm going to show you guys what I did. Go over it for a little bit. Tell you guys some points and some ideas I've came across while doing it. And then I'm going to just show you quickly the last project I did, the journey through Japan. And that's going to be it for today's video. But hopefully I'll be coming back with another video very soon to complete this journal fully with stitching the signatures into the journal cover and then completing everything, adding tags, adding extra bits here and there. But for now, let's just focus on what we said we're gonna do, and that's showing you guys the signatures. So as I said before, I like to start off with a very nice centerpiece. The flower fits perfectly into this. So as I said, I go for the flow of the pages and let them sort of flow through, tell you a story about the journal. And it's been amazing sort of putting it together, because this is one of the best parts for me, because this is now the core of the journal, and this involves, you know, a lot of thinking about what I want to show, what kind of things I will be adding, because from here on then I can add pockets, I can add envelopes. Someone who you guys watch a lot, I bet, my mom, Bohemian Crafting, she likes to use a lot of envelopes. So 100% you guys can do that. You guys can use folders and fold them in. Completely up to you. You guys can use absolutely anything you want. But I'm just sticking to what I usually do, just to show you what I'm doing. This I really enjoy, so I want to make like a 2-piece of writing paper. So one's a little bit longer, one's a little bit shorter. With that underneath it, it just flows really nicely all the way through. I've used both of these design papers. Now the other set, I am not sure who they're from. These papers right here, I'm not sure who they're from. So if you guys know, please let me know. But we picked them up on a car boot sale, a Sunday market, or a garage sale, as if you were in America. Basically, we found them and I thought they would fit really well with my collection in. So I've used some of them as well. So it's been fun sort of mix and matching them in. But as I said, this is what I'm sort of looking for, this flow of pages in between each other. And as I said, letting them tell you a story. Also, the main piece of the first signature, the big picture with the birds, I wanted to keep that one in there and sort of let you tell your story. And then we can add a bit more to the other signatures as well, by obviously I'm going to be adding pockets afterwards and other bits and bobs. Maybe I'll be adding a few more pages like I have done before, which I'll show you how I did that just very briefly in the other journal I'm going to be showing. I basically added a few more pages extra into the journal afterwards, just because I felt like there was not enough pages to write on. But that's all in, you know, after you sew your signatures in. So you can do all that after. But as I said, just adding pages on top of writing paper, on top of the design paper, everything sort of flies through, sort of flows through. And it's been a lot of fun putting it together. As I said, once I'll put everything together, I'll stitch everything, it'll look incredible. As it nice flow through every page, nice flow through all the other signatures. And this is what I basically look for. As I said, I also kept a lot of my design papers that I designed the collection all together, because I didn't feel like there's no need for cutting them up. I wanted to sort of keep them all as they are, because there's plenty of writing, there's plenty of space to add things, but they're still good as they are. So I've not cut a lot of them up. I did cut one or two up. I think in the last signature you'll be able to see what I mean. Where is it? Oh, right here. So what I did is I took one and I sort of ripped it in half, and I did a short page like this with a nice big rose, and then the other side is folded that way. So I thought I should look very interesting, so I did that. And then obviously the rest, like, again, I keep a big nice open space for the middle one, for the middle page, just because I want to keep that nice and open, just in case I want to add something. Or if you have like a very nice, maybe a picture or a page you want to keep clear and you don't want to be overlapping with anything else, I do this, I basically put that page as the first in the middle. So this has been my signatures that I did today, and the next step will be taking all this, sewing it in. I'm probably going to do the style I usually do, which is sewing the signatures to a piece of cardboard, something like this, that will be in there, then glued. But basically I'll sew the signatures to the cardboard and then glue that in. I usually find that probably the easiest for me. Obviously everybody else has a different technique, and I'll cover that in the next video where I'll be showing my technique for sewing the pages in. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video about signatures. Just very quickly, as I mentioned, the journey through Japan is a bit smaller than this one. It is complete. It was absolutely so much fun to do. I will probably be doing a more extensive look through and showing a bit more how I did everything on my mom's Patreon, just because she asked me to. But I'll do a quick flip through just to show you guys. As you guys can see, it's still drying a little bit because we just attached this nice leather to the outside. And the idea was that, what if this was a journal that was used by a traveler who traveled across Japan? So I've added a lot of pages and pictures of Japan and pictures of people of Japan and the culture, and again mix and match of pages in between, and they flow through, and pockets here and there. And this page right here is an actual large picture, and I thought that's very, because as I said, I did not want to cut this picture out. I didn't want to ruin it. So I thought, what if it was a folded art piece that the person drew while they were on their journey and they wanted to keep it in their journal? So that folds in, and there's a pocket actually behind this paper, so you can slide something in behind. So it's been a lot of fun working on this. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you are again interested in this collection, it is available on my mom's Patreon for free, and it probably will be on Etsy as well for sale. I'm not sure yet. That's completely up to my mom if she decides it's good enough for that. But as I said, for my mom's Patreons, I think it is for free. So if you're interested, go and have a look, because there's so much there. But I want to thank you all for watching today's video. I hope you guys had fun and maybe learned something you never did or tried before. And I hope to see you all in the next video. Have a lovely week and stay positive. Bye bye for now.